Hello, beautiful ones. Let's talk calibration to your next more expansive energetic frequency. It's a game of preparation. And when you're aiming for change or growth, there is a phase that you've got to go through to enable you to calibrate to that space. If you've never been in that space before, if it's something new to you, if it's a higher level of what you're used to, or something different, there is preparation that you need to go through. And most people skip this stage. They love to just wing it. They love to be reactive. Most people are not attuned to the frequency of responsiveness. Because life moves so quickly, and because of the way that we have been taught in the society that we're living in, everything is about dealing with it as it arrives. And this is not a fun place to be. This is not a very divine feminine place to be, and this is not a space of high performance. This is not a place that high performance play in. When you are someone who is wanting to operate at a high level and get stuff done with ease and simplicity and grace, you spend more time preparing than you do anything else. And the reason for that is because the moment that you actually get to the thing, whatever it is, whether you're looking at deepening your relationships or creating more space to receive more cash or generate more money, as in give more to others. If you're wanting to become a better human, a better parent, or if you're going through a shift in your life, a rite of passage in your life, that could be separation, divorce, peri-menopause, menopause, you could be changing your career, you could be stepping up in your career. When you are going through growth, you're going through a rite of passage. And before you hit that rite of passage, it's important that you prepare yourself. And this is the calibration to your next more expansive energetic frequency. It is the preparation time to enable your system to align to wherever it is that you're going. And when you do that, it means that by the moment that you actually arrive in this new place, you get to enjoy it. You get to just be with it, as opposed to tapping all of the holes, dealing with all of the stuff. You get to just enjoy it. So, you know when you are going through a shift in your life, you know when you are calibrating to a more expansive energetic frequency, because you tend to enter into a little world that could be called a minor shit show. And in that world, you are distracted, and you're distracted usually by shiny objects, red flags, or your addictions. And your addictions can come in many forms: food, alcohol, sex, behaviors, all of those darker pieces of you that show up in the moment where you're supposed to be prioritizing yourself over here, because this is the thing that is going to create sustainability in your life. This is the thing that is going to create long-term impact in your life. However, you're paying attention over here. And you're paying attention over here because you're going through expansion. You're going through an experience that you haven't had before. Your system doesn't know it. It's something new. And so when something new occurs, the system automatically wants to go back into the old, because the old is familiar. The old that is familiar is the thing that creates the shit show, though. It's the thing that takes you into a place that doesn't satisfy you. And then you've got a whole bunch of mess that you've got to tidy up. This is why we calibrate to a new, more expansive energetic frequency, because in that place you experience peace. And peace is driven by love and power and wisdom and freedom and appreciation. Peace is not driven by being unfocused, not prioritizing, giving your energy to things that aren't important in this now moment. Yes, you can have it all. You can't have it all at the same time. And you cannot have it all at the same time. I don't care what anybody says to you. We can talk quantum leaping. There are certain things that you just can't have at the same time. It's like trying to wash the dishes and pack the dishwasher at the same time. It's like trying to make toast and also stir the soup and also have your phone in your hand and have a conversation whilst going to the loo. Like, you just can't do it all at the same time. There are certain moments in your life, especially when it comes to expanding your energetic frequency, where there has to be focus. Now, if you look at athletes, if you look at high performers in their game of preparation, there is focus on what it is that they're doing. They're not trying to do a million things at once. This is a time for you to really drop into your masculine energy and become single focused. Masculine energy is very much about being single focused. Feminine energy is about being multi-focused. And yes, as women, we can be multi-focused most of the time. In those moments of energetic expansion, focus is required. Single focus is required. You're required to drop into your masculine energy and have a safe container for you to be able to move through any distractions. My most favorite calls from my clients, from my VIP clients, are the ones where they know they're just about to fall off the wagon. And they know that they're having a moment of a little bit of, I can feel that I'm being dragged down this side over here. And I don't want to take the action, but it's calling me, it's magnetizing me, and I really want to go there because I know it so well. That's when I get the SOS call. Lee, I just need you to hold me through this moment. And then I get them back on track and I get them to focus and they take the action, because there's no point in them paying me thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to support them to become high performers. And then they just fall off constantly and they don't do the work. This is not a high return of investment. If you're going to invest a lot of money in yourself, if you're going to invest accountability, if you're going to invest in support, you best do the work, because otherwise you're not going to create the results. So they know that at any point in time, they can make the SOS call and I will get them back into the space that they've got to be in. And if next week they call and they've gone and done the thing, then we're spending the time together cleaning up a mess as opposed to calibrating to the new frequency that they want to normalize in their lives. So this is what elevation is all about. It's my signature 30-day energetic expanding practice. And it is so much fun. It's so much fun because it's simple and you get to observe yourself. You get to observe where you are fully in your power. You get to observe where you are creating messes for yourself that are absolutely unnecessary and that are not supporting you to the place that you want to be in, the place that you're moving to. It is one of the most accessible ways that you can work with me if you're not wanting to pay multi-5 figures to have my support and have me in your corner. It's $88 for 30 days. We're checking in with one another on a daily basis. You're invited into a private community. There is a transmission for you to watch from me. It's 30 minutes to prepare you for our starting point. We're moving through a very important portal, and that portal is the Lionsgate portal. 0808 2023. Bring it on. I'm so excited. More importantly though, you're preparing yourself to move through a different season. So moving into a different season, dependent on whether you're in the northern hemisphere or the southern hemisphere. In the southern hemisphere, we're moving into springtime. We're moving into the warmer seasons. It's very, very exciting. It's a shift into warmer energies, and then we're into the summertime. So, winter into autumn, into more warmth. Very, very exciting. If you're in the northern hemisphere, it's the opposite way around. You're moving into cooler seasons. Our bodies need to prepare for that. We're in a different energy in different seasons. And so this practice, this 30-day practice that we move through, is to prepare you to move comfortably into the next season. And each season represents an energy for you to embody and focus on within your businesses. You can go and check this out on my Instagram profile. There's a pinned post right at the top. And it is 12 questions to ask yourself before making a potentially super fucked decision. There are various elements for you to bring your attention to, and one of them is the seasons. And those seasons will show you how to best focus your energy in that moment in time. This is to enable you to be a high performance leader, and specifically in the realms of divine feminine leadership. You know, in divine feminine leadership, the women are very much in their flow, and they're very, very connected to the universe, the galaxy, the stars, the moon, the sun. And many of these women get fuck all done. And getting fuck all done is not going to enable you to realize your wildest dreams. And that's what I'm about. I'm here to support you to realize your wildest dreams. Your wildest dreams are going to be those within your personal life and also within what you are leaving behind. What legacy are you leaving behind? Nobody works with me if they're just wanting to create a personal dream of, I don't know, own a multi-million-dollar property. That's not my jam. Yes, I'll enable you to do that, but I'm only going to enable you to do that if you're here to leave a legacy behind. If you care about contributing to the evolution of humanity and the planet, then we're going to play with one another. If that's not your jam, then I'm not your person. I'm here for the long game. I'm here for when I turn back to stardust and I'm up there and I'm floating around in the galaxy and I'm looking down on planet Earth and I'm going, what a great show. Look at all of these harmonized human beings having a great time, appreciating planet Earth, being respectful, enjoying one another, enjoying their lives, not getting sucked into all of the bullshit that doesn't matter, rather sucked into all of the play that does matter. That's a good sucking in to have, to enjoy this beautiful planet that we're on. And if you are someone who is not interested in contributing to sustainable changes that are required in this world and within our societies, then you and I are not going to be friends. And I'm not going to be your support person, and I'm not going to be your business growth advisor, and I'm not going to be your leadership mentor, because that's what I care about. And anybody who steps into my world cares about things that are important. They care about the next generation. They're not just thinking about their next paycheck. They're not thinking about just getting to Christmas and having a good time. They're thinking about what their lives are going to look like in the next 5 to 10 years and the lives around them, the lives of the people around them, what their lives are going to look like. I have a 15-year-old son, and I care about the life and the experience that he's going to have in this world, and I want to contribute to that. And I want to make sure that he has the most enjoyable time on planet Earth, because this is a wicked place to be. Planet Earth rocks. If we have a look at the universe, if we check out this galaxy and we have a look at all of the different planets that are around, like, we've got it good. We've got it really great on planet Earth. And if you're not contributing to improving things that don't work within our societal structures, then what are you doing here? Then you're wasting your time, because there are 8 billion people on planet Earth and there are many people suffering. And why there's so many people suffering? We've got constant electricity. That is the sun. Every single day it comes up and it goes down. Nobody should be without light. Nobody should be without warmth. Nobody should be without food and water and money. Nobody should be without the possibility to self-actualize, because we live on a planet that provides all of the resources that enables every single human being on this planet to live a good life. And so it's our responsibility, if we are living the good life, to give back in some way and to constantly optimize ourselves so that we can give back. To constantly move through a process of healing all of our wounds, the things that have been handed down to us from our ancestors that they didn't have the opportunity to deal with, because they were dealing with war, because they were dealing with actual scarcity, where they had no food available to them, where they were looking up to the sky and not seeing asteroids and shooting stars. They were seeing bombs falling out the sky. That is not what most of you are experiencing. And yes, there are these things that are still happening in the world. And we are living in one of the greatest times to be alive. So if you are somebody who is here to contribute to the evolution of humanity and the planet, and you give a fuck about leaving a legacy behind, and you're interested in what the world is going to look like in the next 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40, 50, 60, however long you want to go, then you and I are going to play really nicely together. And you are welcome to come and join us inside of Elevation tomorrow. So the practicalities, as mentioned, You enter in $88. It's going up to $111 for the next round. You have a 30-minute transmission to watch, and then you have about 30 minutes of reflection to get clear on what your 9 elevation elements are. When you are clear on your 9 elevation elements, there is a system for you to enter into them, and from that, your elevation vow is going to be produced for you. This is a beautiful vow that is going to anchor you in to what you're here for over the next 30 days. It gives you clarity on what to do, who to be, how to do it, and the emotions that you're tapping into to support you in the energy that you're moving through. I love it so much. And I love it because it's so simple. It's so simple. It shows you everything. You can't hide from anything. You can't hide from yourself. You can't pretend that things are not working. It'll all be right in front of you. And you're either doing the thing or you're not doing the thing. You're either living in alignment with what's important to you, and what's important to you over the next 30 days is this focus that you're going to have. So this all occurs inside of my monthly membership. My monthly membership is called Devotionals. Devotionals is a 30-day practice that we go through month to month. Now we're turning the volume up on decision-making mastery. This is what Devotionals is all about. It's a decision-making mastery membership. And the purpose of this membership is to enable you to be true to yourself. Most people walk around with a mask on. Most people walk around in inauthenticity. Most people don't even know what they want. And so they don't even know how to voice it. I'm a person who knows exactly what I want. I'm very clear about what I want. I'm also very clear on who I am. I'm clear on how my brain functions, how my emotions function, my body, my physicality, my energetics. I know how I'm built. I understand my operating system so incredibly well that when I was at the physiotherapist the other day, I pulled my neck. I got a little bit too excited in a movement that I was doing with my neck. It got a bit hectic on the rotation. I was in preparation. I was actually doing an embodiment practice in preparation to receive $30,000 in cash into my bank account. And I've received that amount of cash on a regular basis. I hadn't yet received it in one hit. So the largest amount of cash that I had received in one hit was $12K. And the largest amount of cash that I had received in 1 month was $50,000. I hadn't received $30K in one hit. And so I was preparing my body and I was doing this movement to get myself into more relaxation. And it was so interesting because I'd set my intention that month. It was under a new moon. And I decided that I was going to release any more guarding that was around my heart. I'm a very open-hearted woman. But I'm stepping into a new realm, and I'm stepping into a deeper realm of relating. I've spent a lot of time over the past 8.5 years exploring different fields of relating, and I'm moving through this divorce portal that I'm in. My divorce was finalized in March this year after 8.5 years of separation, and I made a commitment as to what I wanted. And as always, I get very clear on what I want, and then it happens. I calibrate to that frequency, and then it happens. There is nothing in my existence since I landed on planet Earth that I decided that I wanted and I didn't make happen. And so this was no different. And I'd made the choice in that moment that I was going to release any tendrils of guarding. And so did this movement with my neck, and of course, my neck went into spasm because there was guarding. There was still guarding there, and I needed to go through a process of relaxation. And I landed up having a chat with my physiotherapist. And in the third session that we did, he hit a point in my shoulder, and he went, "Where are you feeling this?" And I said, I can feel it in my left ovary. And he said, "What?" I said, "Yeah, I can feel it in my left ovary." And he started moving it more in my shoulder. And I was like, "Oh, yeah, okay, that's like traveling down my fallopian tube." And he said to me, "Lee," he works with high-performance athletes. He said, "How do you have that level of awareness of your body? Like, how can you feel your organs and your bones and your ovaries?" If I asked anybody in a session where they were feeling it, they wouldn't say to me that they were feeling it in their ovaries. And I said, yeah, dude, like I've been super connected to my body for many years. And first we have the awareness of what's on the outside. And as we move through life, we dive deeper into what's happening internally. And when we understand ourselves internally, when we understand the full operating system, it's like a computer, right? If you don't understand how a computer works, and it's so fascinating. My 15-year-old son and I, we have chats about computers. He's really into computers and he understands a lot about it and he goes into the detail. And often I'll ask him a question and I'll go, oh my God, I don't even want to waste my time explaining RAM to you. And I'm like, no, dude, explain it. And it's so fascinating how his explanations of how a computer work are absolutely applied to how I serve people in high performance leadership, particularly in the divine feminine realms. And it's true, we're operating systems. And if you understand how everything is connected, you make a change in one part of your body, it's affecting another part of your body because everything is connected. And so if you don't have this awareness and you think that you're just making change in one realm of your life and it's only going to affect that realm of your life, and you don't have the awareness of the domino effect that it's going to have on the rest of your system or your life or your existence or your business, then that's when things go to shit. It's important for you to have awareness. And this is what this 30-day practice does. It prepares you for your next energetic expansion. So we choose that we want to normalize things in our lives. Normalization comes from practicing. And practicing comes with devotion and commitment. Devotion and commitment comes with focus. Focus comes with a desire for you to have a better life, for it to be easier and more enjoyable. That is my mantra. That is my mantra for this next cycle. It gets to be even easier and more enjoyable. And that in itself, that mantra, that affirmation in itself brings an awareness to each and every moment. So I'll be in the house. I'm a single woman. I've got my business. I've got my son who is currently not living with me as I'm moving through the divorce portal. I've got 3 months of integration. Spaciousness to come into this next phase of our lives. A phase that is new. A phase that requires me to be in my own space and not focused on certain things. So his dad's taken on that responsibility and the boys can hang out with one another and I'm in integration. And this is something that I have honored in myself through my life. That when we go through change, when I particularly go through change, I create space to integrate it. Most people don't do that. And this is why things don't stick. This is why there isn't sustainability. And there is no excuse for it. Oh, I'm too busy. I've got too many kids. I'm a single mother. My husband's an asshole. Whatever your particular excuse is for you not creating space to integrate the work that you've just chosen to do. If you're choosing to step into a place and expand yourself, learn more about yourself, you've got to choose the whole thing. Because if you decide to choose it and not create the space for integration afterwards, then all you're doing is dipping your toe. You're having a little taster. And that's fine. If you want to taste as opposed to have sustainable change in your life, then that's cool. But if you want to taste and really enjoy and be satiated by something, you want to plug it in afterwards. You want more of that. You want it to continue in that way. And for it to happen, you've got to integrate. To integrate, you need to create space. So we're not in the integration phase right now. Elevation is all about preparation for whatever you're expanding into. It's the before stepping into the expansion. Then you step into this new season and then you practice it. It's so much fun. It's so much fun because you get to be held through anything that feels uncomfortable. No one who has come through this process has not come out the other side on fire, a new person fully expanded their whole entire life working. I don't like to waste time. I like to do things in accelerated ways, but from a very grounded place. And I've had to learn to do that because I'm undiagnosed, but I'm pretty sure that I've got ADHD. Like my mind goes to so many different places at once. I'm able to be in so many different worlds at once. I'm a very, very creative person. So, I mean, I'm not going to go and do any tests. I've just adapted to who I am, and I create things in my world to support my creativity and pour my energy in ways that really support others. So why was I sharing that with you? It was very important as to why I was sharing that with you. No matter who you are, even if you're a very, very focused person and you don't have the tendency to fly into different worlds and get super creative, there are many distractions around you. And it's about learning how to be with all of those distractions. So I am great at what I do. Oh, that's what it was about. It was about the acceleration from a grounded place. I'm great at what I do because I've had to teach myself to get shit done without being distracted. I have a very addictive personality. I love a good time. I love a great time. I am a pleasure seeker. I am deep in my sensuality. I love to get high. I spent a lot of my life getting high in unhealthy ways. The kind of highs that have you flying high and then dropping off the other side, and then you have to deal with the low. And I'm not interested in lows. I'm interested in feeling great most of the time. And to feel great most of the time, we've got to make decisions that support us. We've got to dive into the highs that are sustainable highs, that are healthy highs. Pleasure that actually expands us. Pleasure that creates vitality in our lives. Not the kind of pleasure that makes you go cuckoo. And I know all about the cuckoo. I know all about the pleasure that sends us to the other side. I have been there so many times, I can't tell you. So over the years, I have learned to fine tune what it means to have an addictive personality, what it means to want to get high on life, what it means to be in the depths of pleasure on a regular basis and not have to be in the suffering of it afterwards because it feels like something that you desire is no longer available to you. This has come with a lot of calibration. This has come with a lot of expanding into new energetic frequencies. This has come with a lot of no's. My standards are high, my boundaries are clear. And there's a difference between saying you want something in your life and actually being it. There's a difference in saying this is really important to me and you not being in integrity with that. You not being true to yourself. You not truly owning the thing. Because you get drawn in, because you get distracted by the pretty objects, the things that you know are going to bring you momentary satisfaction. Momentary satisfaction is not sustainable. Momentary pleasure is not sustainable either. I like to have me a good time for a long time, not for a short time. It's like cocaine, for example. I'm not particularly interested in it. I used to love it because I love the act, you know? I love the act of like chopping it all up, like getting the card, who's got a card, who's got a note, who's got $100 note. Actually, my preference is a silver straw. I don't hit that stuff anymore because there's no point. It's not sustainable. It's a little bump of a high and it's a fun time for a moment. I don't want to have a fun time for a moment. So notice in your lives and in your businesses where you're giving yourselves these mini bumps where it's like, oh, that was fun. Notice where you're giving yourself many hits, where you could be giving yourself deep, long, delicious hits that last for what seem like forever. This is the joy. This is the love. This is the power. This is the wisdom. This is the freedom. This is the appreciation. This is peace. And that's what calibration is all about. So in this cycle of devotionals, my monthly membership, the focus is calibration with the outcome being peace. There is a skill set that you're going to have to turn the volume up on, and that is increasing your faith. It is not all up to you. You are not the master planner of everything. You live on planet Earth, and beyond there is a universe, and you were supported by many, many moving parts. You are not the king of the castle. You are not the queen of the world. You are a human being on planet Earth, and you are a mere speck of dust, and it is not all up to you. So if you do not turn the volume up on your faith, you are not going to be able to increase your level of trust. This whole game of high performance leadership and the realms of divine femininity require huge amounts of trust. And these huge amounts of trust come with you increasing your faith. But that faith has to be embodied. It has to be felt. It's not just a heady faith. Yes, I believe that it's all going to work out. I believe that it's all in my favor. I'm going to say the affirmations every day, and then everything's going to work out for me, and I'm just going to Om Shanti, wait over here for everything just to land. No. That's what you call, I'm in the flow and I get fuck all done. And that's not you. If you're here with me, you're not that kind of person. You're about the flow and also taking action. You are the creator of your own worlds. And there is a pathway that is set for you, and that is your life's work. Every single human being on planet Earth is an alchemy of those that came before us. It's your job, your whole entire thing. If you've been questioning, like, what is the point of this being human thing? The point is for you to understand what your contribution is. The point is to understand what your life's work is on this planet. And that's innate. That is the making up of all of your parts. And when you understand the making up and the alchemy of all of your parts and how to apply that to others, then you've nailed it. Then you've nailed the point of being on planet Earth. If you don't know what you're here for, and you don't know who you are, you're missing the point. If you're just in the humdrum and you're running with it and you're like a robot, you've totally missed the point. You were the alchemy of all of those that came before you. We're talking hundreds and thousands of years. All the way back to whatever your belief system is of how we arrived. You're the makeup, the combination of all of that. You are the most beautiful cocktail. And you taste great, and you are enjoyed by others when you know who you are. And you are applying yourself in ways that are effective and delicious. So beautiful ones, what else do I have to say about this? If you're ready to expand, if you want more for your lives, if you want more for your businesses, if you want it to be even easier and more enjoyable, come and play. 30 days, you'll be a different human, a more expanded human on the other side. I love you. Thanks for being here. Ciao, gorgeous ones.